iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and INDYCAR, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, one of the most historic tracks on the circuit. Here tonight, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing, are gearing up to go racing here tonight at the famous Yard of Bricks for 60 laps. These drivers have just qualified here tonight. We'll get down to the starting lineup in just a moment, but take a quick gander here at the drivers that have picked up wins this season. Max Terrialt's picked up 2, while Zach Mitchell, James Skelton, Chris Hammett, and Tony Strano have all picked up wins. So those drivers are locked in. The drivers we're watching for: Jason Wells, Cole Day, Jeffrey Souza. They look pretty good on points as of right now. William Ridgway, Ryan O'Donnell, Sean Butler, Peyton Johnson, and Ethan Troutman. They're all right there on the bubble. Then you got Richard Murdoch, Joe Strano, Trent Potter, and DJ Anderson just on the outside looking in here tonight. But it is time to go down trackside here tonight to get our starting lineup, brought to us by our friends at Celeratus Legal. And this is your starting lineup. Snagging his first pole here this season, the Road Rage Accessories, number 23. That'll go to Joe Strano. James Skelton will go P number 2 on the quick time list here tonight. And how about the driver that's sitting third? That'll be Zach Mitchell. Mitchell will roll off from the third position here tonight. Starting back into the fourth spot, he's back here. That's Mr. Wiggle himself. That'll be the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. While Richard Murdoch in the 01 will start back in fifth spot. He was second fastest in our happy hour practice session. Max Terriot will start back there into the 6th starting spot, while Trent Potter in 7th. Sean Butler will roll from the 8th spot here tonight, while Tim Combs will go 9th. 10th will be William Ridgway in car number 39. And how about that 45, the Toyota, the driver out of Michigan, Ben Klutz, will start back there into the 11th starting spot here tonight. 12th on the call here, the 62. That'll be Ethan Troutman. 13th here tonight will be the alien, Jason Wells. 14th will go to car number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. And the 55, Josiah Miller, will roll from the 15th starting spot here tonight. Ryan Aldani will go from spot number 16 in the Turbo Torque Radical Paints entry. And starting 17th will be the 6th of Chris Hammett. Cole Day will roll from the 18th starting spot here tonight. 19th will be the 51 of DJ Anderson. And how about Peyton Johnson? He'll start back there in 20th starting spot here tonight. 21st will go to Joshua Buckley. 22nd, Brandon Feeney. Tony Strano will start 23rd. 24th to Donald Bennett. 25th to Thomas Ridgway. Bruce Potter back in 26th. Rob Higgins will out-qualify his dad. He'll start car 40 in the 27th spot. Bob Higgins will start 28th. 29th should be car number 7. But it looks like Doyle Lowrance will miss the call to the grid here tonight. So we'll go 28 cars, 60 laps the distance here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. iRacing.com pace car off the racing surface in the hands of Joe Strano here. And we're racing at Indy. An early lead for the 86. James Skelton will take the early advantage off turn 2 down the back straightaway they go. These straightaways here tonight on the 2.5-mile speedway here in Indianapolis. Going to give a lot of these drivers time to draft down the back straightaway. You see Murdoch had to lift a little bit there so he could get the 0-1 back in line. One driver up into the wall and one driver sliding around, another driver sideways into the wall. That was Murdoch and the 88 of Sean Butler that got together, but I believe that was Cole Day, who was up against the outside retaining, while Peyton Johnson also having some problems. What happened to Cole Day here on the opening laps tonight? Watch the 99 right there to the outside. The black Rockstar Energy entry. Down into the corner he goes, and oh, Millen, a big checkup on the bottom there. Wells and Millen all got checked up, and Millen up the speedway into the 99 of Cole Day. So that bottled everybody up, but we stayed green flag racing. Everybody was able to keep their cars pointed in the right direction. Peyton Johnson did end up down into the grass there. Cole Day ended up into the outside wall. Leading lap 1, we didn't get to see it full, but it was James Skelton who was able to lead that lap. Murdoch got a little sideways, a little contact in that 0-1. He is sitting right there. You see him, he's back into the 8th position. So dropped 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. No, another big moment there. Sean Butler, we didn't get to talk about it, but a lot of these drivers here tonight having some problems in turns 2 and not Murdoch. That is actually the 88 again of Butler. So Sean Butler having some handling issues on the 88. He's got some damage on the right front. That came from him and Murdoch getting together. And that damage here tonight, that is going to hamper the performance of that 88, as this track is very aero dependent. You see that 88 still continuing to shed positions. There's the 17 of Tim Combs. Combs will go around to the outside. So Sean Butler back 2 spots from where he started. He's back into the 10th position currently. And Jeffrey Souza, Ethan Troutman, and a whole slew of other drivers are there. Tricky spots here tonight off turns 1 and 2. And then off 3 and 4. Carry a lot of speed down the straightaways here. Joe Strano was our pole setter here tonight. He has dropped back to the 5th position. He's now behind Zach Mitchell. There you see the number 8 of Zach Mitchell. Last time we were here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we were on the road course. Zach Mitchell was able to pick up the win there. Last time we were here on the big oval low, it was the 42 of Max Terriel who was gone to victory. That was way back in 2020. So that's how long it's been since we've come here to the Yard of Bricks on the oval configuration. I believe we've been here twice actually on the road course since then. So you see it's James Skelton out front, Michael Trevarthen, then Max Terriel. 1, 2, and 3 is how they're running. You got these guys back here, the big battles. Battling for what is the 8th position currently. 8th, 9th, 10th, all back there battling. You see the 62, the Ream Chevrolet here tonight of Ethan Troutman, the driver out of Tennessee. Trying to make some moves. A long race here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 60 laps at a 2.5-mile track. Getting around here pretty good right now. About 52.5 seconds is what these drivers are making lap times at. $150 miles of racing. One driver out of line down there. Believe that is the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry of Reinald Donnie. He'll try to get around his fellow Michigan native. As it looks like O'Donnell going to wash up the speedway a little bit. Oh, Millen was sideways, letting all of his Pabst Blue Ribbons hang out. Millen going to be able to stick it to the outside there. Reinald Donnie, though. There's the 64 of Wells. Wells trying to push trouble down into the corner. The 88 of Butler is around. 88 of Butler is around. He comes back up the speedway. Butler was having some problems to start with here tonight. See, Brandon Feeney is involved, and that's the 62, the Ream 62 of Ethan Troutman pulling away. Not sure from that angle, but you can definitely tell the 62 and the 88 made the contact. Brandon Feeney nowhere to go. Joshua Buckley gets involved there. There we see the 62 out of line, and just a strange place to make contact. Hard contact for Feeney. Butler also having some hard contact too. Not sure we have a perfect angle here tonight to show us if the 62 comes up or the 88 comes down. See hard nose contact for the 88 of Sean Butler. There you see what's left of Brandon Feeney's car as he went through the grass. Hey, you lost your bumper down there, Feeney. Looks like Feeney's night most likely gonna be done here, though, tonight at Indy, as the right front is definitely pointed in the wrong direction. Everybody coming to pit road here, though, as they have been bunched back up. Pit road did open back up. See who's able to win the battle off pit road. Looks like right side tires going on for everybody. It'll be right side tires only for James Skelton. He'll get back out first. And the second place battle will go to Jeffrey Souza with a 2-tire stop, along with Michael Trevarthen, Max Terriel, Zach Mitchell, William Ridgway. Joe Strano, Tim Combs, DJ Anderson, all coming back out. One driver did stay out, and that is the 28 of Trent Potter. Potter will stay out here tonight under the first caution flag of the evening. Handful of cars getting together to bring out the caution flag here at Indy for the first time. So tonight here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, this is race number 7 of the 10 for the regular season. So where have we been? Well, we've been to the Bristol Motor Speedway last week. James Skelton going to victory lane in overtime. Before that, we were at the Texas Motor Speedway. Max Terriot went to victory lane. And then we were at Watkins Glen. Zach Mitchell was able to wrangle his way through the right-hand turns at the Glen. Before that, Chris Hammett was able to throw it back in 1987 at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Then we went racing in Iowa, the cornfields of Iowa. Max Terriot was able to win. And back at Daytona, a great finish there at the Daytona International Speedway. And that was Tony Strano picking up his first career ever victory with the series. Looks like we did get the one to go marker, so yes, we will. We will double them back up. I just noticed that Michael Trevarthen driving a Muggs root beer. A Mug root beer. Haven't seen that before. Nor can I tell you the last time I had one of those root beers. I mean, it's solid. It's a solid root beer. Goes good with root beer floats, obviously. Wonder if that car can float like a root beer float. I know. Hilarious, isn't it? So currently one driver out of tonight's race, and that will be Cole Day. Cole Day going out on lap number 1. Sean Butler sitting down on pit road, being scored 27th after the wreck, and Doyle Lowrance did not take his number 7 to the grid here tonight. So we're about to have another restart here tonight. See what kind of craziness we can have. Trent Potter going to start on the front row. He did not come to pit road in the Haviland Ford, number 28. Then we have 2 tires for James Skelton and Jeffrey Souza. 4 tires for Michael Trevarthen, Max Terriot, and the rest of the crew. You got to go all the way back to DJ Anderson, the first driver that did take 2 tires there. Pace car makes its way to pit road. Now we'll wait to see. When does Potter fire off? Great start by Trent Potter on the pole there, but let's see if he's able to hook it around the bottoms of turns 1 and 2. He's get through turn 1 very well. Turn 2 looks fairly good there for the number 28 of Trent Potter also. So Trent Potter leading us down the back straightaway, trying to lead his first green flag lap of competition. James Skelton, those 2 tires just did not fire off quite the way he thought they were gonna. Some jockeying for position back here. That is Joshua Buckley, the 3 of Tony Strano, and the 55 of Millen. Trent Potter will lead that first lap back to green. One driver coming to pit road here. That is Acceleratus, number 15 of Peyton Johnson. Johnson having a really good finish, a career finish last week. This week looks like it is a pit road penalty. He will come to pit road in car number 15. So as he comes to pit road, everybody tracing. Trent Potter. 1 car out of line back there. That was the 6. Chris Hammett. Millen trying to make a move to the inside of Joshua Buckley here. Trying to get the PBR Ford into that 14th position. It looks like Millen will be able to make that pass. Now Murdoch. Murdoch way down the running order here after that caution flag. He did have his woes in the beginning of tonight's race, but down 11 spots from where he started tonight for Murdoch. 16th currently. Oh, a big lockup there. I think Ridgeway almost into the back of Tony Strano. Everybody figuring it out here yet tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's Potter, it's Skelton, Souza, Trevarthen, and Terriot is how they are running. Max trying to get to the inside. He will get to the inside of Mr. Wiggle. Wiggle will fall back. One driver coming back out onto the raceway. That was the number 15 of Peyton Johnson. Johnson will come back out. Is being scored a lap down to the race leader, though. You see the race leaders flash by the number 15 of Peyton Johnson as he comes back out. Potter's still here tonight, leading the way. He's got the Flowertown Animal Hospital with James Skelton just behind him, though that draft really pulling him back in. Potter not able to hook the bottom side. James Skelton at least has 2 tires. Able to pull right to the back clip of that number 28. Saw James lose a little ground through turns 3 to 4. Here, the big downshift there by Potter getting into turn 1. That's going to pass. Oh, boy, sideways. Trent Potter was sideways, trying to hang on to the 28. That might give up the race lead here. Here comes James Skelton. Skelton will swing it to the inside down the back straightaway. See if he can side draft that number 28. The 86 of Skelton will definitely have the inside advantage here, and he will take the race lead back. James Skelton now back to the point here. Now what is Jeffrey Souza? What's he able to do? And that's Stant Analyzer. Souza, media number 4. He has the inside advantage, and then Max is right there. Hungry like a wolf. He's on the prowl. The outside lane, usually not the place to be. We did see Skelton make an outside pass on the opening lap here to take the race lead away from Joe Strano. But that's been really the only outside pass we've seen. And talking about Joe Strano, he's back here in a hornet's nest himself. That's the 51 of DJ Anderson. There's the 6 of Chris Hammett. Everybody jockeying back here. More tire lockups there. Joe Strano not able to get back to the bottom side of the speedway. That's the 17 of Tim Combs up underneath him. It's getting cold out there in Ohio. Tim Combs probably having to put away the old golf spikes. The only thing he's going to need maybe is to book an indoor tee time. You know, one of those virtual reality golf courses. Tried it one time. Not a huge fan. Whoa, Millen popping the top. So everybody has gone single file inside the top 10. Oh, Donald Bennett hard into the outside wall. Bennett took his Busch Watermelon entry, went up into the outside wall, and it looks like he'll just come to a rest and call the tow truck. So Bennett was into the wall. That was right ahead of the 62 of Ethan Troutman. Troutman's just been in the wrong place at the wrong time here tonight. That is Rob Higgins down there in that yellow number 40 entry. Jason Wells deep in the field here also. William Ridgway just made a pass. There you see the number 39, Haas Ford Mustang. That's William Ridgway. He's up 6 positions since we took the green flag here tonight. So it's Skelton, Souza, Terriel, Ridgway, then Trevarthen. That's the top 5 as they're running here tonight. Sean Butler is still on pit road in car number 88. I do not believe he'll make his way back out onto the raceway. Donald Bennett has called it a complete night here from Indy. He is out of tonight's race. A lot of wheel damage and engine damage to the number 31 for Bennett, so he'll just call it an evening here. He'll go back, he'll get his next vehicle ready, and that, well, it's the 1987 car from the Darlington Raceway. Next week is where Bennett now will put his focus. Zach Mitchell making a move to the inside there down the straightaway. That was to get around the Trent Potter entry. A lot of Fords here tonight, dominating here. All being led, though, by that Toyota of James Skelton. Take a look, see what your driver is running here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I did hear a couple of these drivers, like Brandon Feeney was talking earlier. He practiced all week in a Ford, and then he jumped in today, and they decided to slap the old Chevrolet on that car. Driver coming to pit road, that is Trent Potter. He has yet to make a pit stop. So Potter is going to bring the 28 to pit road here. This is a scheduled stop for Trent Potter. So as he comes down, there's the battle for the race lead. As here comes Souza. Souza will get to the inside of James Skelton. All he has to worry about is to complete the pass, and not going to quite get the pass completed before turn 3, and then that got that car a little tight. Skelton able to defend. There you see your top 5 all just right there. James Skelton all the way back to Michael Trevarthen. There's Trent Potter. Looks like he might be able to stay. He will be able to stay on the lead lap here. So Trent Potter getting a very good pit stop there, as he'll stay on the lead lap. There's the race leader. About I call it a quarter of a straightaway is the difference. Looks like James Skelton not quite able to hold the bottom as well as he'd like through 3 there. It's allowing fresh air to the nose of that number 4, the stand analyzer entry of Souza. Souza able to get right to the back bumper right before they get to the turn. So just know where he can really go. James Skelton, you can see, really having to pedal that car. Skelton trying everything he can. Here comes Souza. He'll make a bid to the inside again. Souza trying to get that race lead. Will he be able to wrangle it away from Skelton? Looks like this time, as long as he can get the power down off 4, he'll have the race lead, but they will come off side by side. Came off side by side, and Skelton just used the power move and got right back around him. That Toyota here tonight, very strong here at Indy. Souza going to have to rethink and go back at it here once again. Now he'll dive down to the bottom between 1 and 2. See if the car sticks. A little wiggle. 42 of Terriot will pull to the back bumper, but as you saw it, oh, he's going to jig and jive. Souza that time opens up the bottom. Here comes Max, maybe. No, Max not able to get to the inside there. Jeffrey left the bottom lane open for a moment, and it looked like Max Terriot was going to be able to get down there, but here comes the 2 now. You crack the throttle just a little bit, and that's what allowed that number 2, the Mug Root Beer entry of Michael Trevarthen, to get that 3rd spot now. Souza is not going away. He is just all over the back end of the 86 of Skelton. Oh, big moment there for Zach Mitchell. He'll use all the racetrack. Comes Souza again to the inside. Just has to be able to try and make it stick. Oh, it's loose. It is loose as a goose down there. Holy shamoles. Problems for Tony Strano. DJ Anderson coming to pit road here on 26. He'll come to pit road. There you see the wounded car of Tony Strano coming around the bottom side of the speedway. There he is. He'll come to pit road. Anderson coming to pit road also. Bruce Potter is on pit row with car number 59. There you see him in his pit stall. Back to the battle for the race lead because it is 2 by 2. Souza has tried and tried again. Has not been able to make anything happen, though. Closing in on halfway. If my math calculations are right, these drivers still going to have to make 2 pit stops here. Cannot make it even if you pit at the halfway portion. Unless somebody knows something I don't. See Skelton still able to hold that spot. Every time that 4 car gets there, he just cannot complete the pass. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We always say when we're racing, it's one thing to get to a driver, and it's a whole other thing to be able to pass him. That's showing very strong. Here comes the race leaders to pit road. So Skelton comes down. He'll drag the number 2 of Trevarthen to pit road along with Joe Strano, Tim Combs, and a whole slew of other drivers coming to pit road here now at this point, lap 28. Very long, very slow pit road here tonight at Indianapolis. It's very tight, too. We've seen some pit road issues this season. We'll see, is it going to be 2 tires or 4 tires? It looks like 2 tires for the 86 again. James Skelton is down and away. Everybody will chase. Look at Murdoch. He'll make up some time here on pit road. Now it looks like the rest of the leaders, Souza, Terriot, Ridgway, Mitchell, and Hammett, they will all come to pit road. Ryan O'Donnell, Josiah Millen still staying out. They're trying another lap here. So I do believe we are just waiting for a handful of drivers to come to pit road here. Ryan O'Donnell and Josiah Millen, predominantly the 2 that we are waiting for. There you see Ryan O'Donnell. Ryan came into the night just inside the cutoff line. He'll bring it to pit road here. Just behind Peyton Johnson. Millen going to close the gap up real nicely there as he came to pit road also. So this will cycle everybody back through. Everybody has now at least pitted once here tonight at Indy. Nothing crazy here for Ryan O'Donnell. It looks like right side tires going on the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. They're coming around to the other side. They're jacking up. It'll be 4 tires here for Ryan O'Donnell. 4 tires for Millen. See Johnson also there as he leaves his pit stall. James Skelton is the race leader. He only put on 2 tires, though. Do remember that. He only put 2 tires on here for James Skelton. It's been 2 tires and 2 tires so far, both stops. The 2 of Trevarthen was very close that time off turn number 2 to get into the outside wall. It's very easy to do here tonight at Indy. So let's take you through a rundown here of your top 10 drivers and where they're running after the green flag pit cycle. Talked about James Skelton. He is your race leader currently here in the 86. You see Skelton put on 2 tires. His car has been absolutely perfect here tonight. Trent Potter is running second. He was able to lead some laps here tonight. He is off sequence from the race leaders, though. Last time he was on pit road was back on lap number 20. So Potter having a career run so far. Sitting in the 3rd position, that is Jeffrey Souza. Souza was able to try and work on James Skelton there. His car very fast on a long run. We'll see if that continues here on the second half of tonight's race. He's been very quiet here tonight driving that Ford Mustang. William Ridgway having himself just a quiet night, doing everything he needs to do. Well, we're giving it to Michael Trevarthen at the line. Trevarthen is being scored in 5th in his mug root beer entry. He just said he's popping Thompson and eating ice cream. Then back into 6th is Max Terriel, but Terriel did just get around that number 2. So I guess technically slot him, P number 5 after the green flag pit cycle. Murdoch is the little engine that could. He's been as far low as 18th here tonight. So with Murdoch trying to work his way back through the field, he's now being scored in 7th. He does have just those 2 tires on his 01, the Adventure in Pixels. Claws up Chevrolet. So Murdoch is running in 7th. Zach Mitchell's just behind him, the driver out of Minnesota. It's been a quiet night other than a couple sideways excursions for that number 8. So as Mitchell runs there in the 8th spot, Chris Hammond has fallen back here. He is running in 9th. And how about Jason Wells? Wells took 2 tires while he was on pit road here. So the 64 of Wells trying to gain some track position as he can. One driver off the back straightaway wall there. That was Mr. Millen. There's Mr. COVID Hair. Millen was one of the last drivers here tonight to come to pit road, being scored back in 16th. The battles and the runs up here inside the top 5 tonight have been hot, have been heavy. As there you see the 42. Max Terriel trying to get underneath the 39. I do believe William Ridgway may have gotten a little piece of the front straightaway wall. He hangs on for the time being. Trent Potter would be the next car he's able to work upon. Max Darrell making a daring move there. Got around the outside of the 39 down the straightaway and then cut like he was in New Jersey from the outside lane to the inside lane. It'll work out for him, though, as he did get around Ridgway and Potter. Now Potter back to running in 5th. Murdoch on the attack here now down the back straightaway. Murdoch trying to attack the number 2, though. That is Michael Trevarthen. Over halfway home, 34 in the books. Out of the 60 scheduled here tonight at Indy. Who do you think will go to victory lane? We talked about it the last time we ran the oval here. It was Max Terriot going to victory lane. Max has a shot here tonight. He's sitting 3rd. All drivers still do have to make one more pit stop here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What do you say we take a ride around here tonight and see how the 6 of Chris Hammett's navigating this track? Caution flag coming out here as we were riding around the speedway. Trent Potter in the number 28 having some problems. Looks like the Haviland Ford had some problems down on the apron there as he was trying to come out of pit road. Officials weren't quite sure what was going to happen there. Let's see what happens. Oh, he hit the bump on exit of pit road. Car ended up shooting to the left side. Watch the car jump. Right there. These cars so close to the ground, when they get upset like that, they don't know how to act. So now that puts us under caution. For the second time here tonight with 20 laps to go, this is going to be a good opportunity for these drivers here. They're going to be able to come to pit road, pack it full of fuel, and I believe they will be just inside their window here tonight to make it. We'll see which drivers do elect to come to pit road here under this caution flag. And what do? 2 tires. We've seen it tonight. 4 tires. About to find out. James Skelton brings them. They're all coming. They all have to come to pit road right here. Couple drivers that are staying out are all a lap down. Everybody in their box. Right side tires going on. Will it be a 4-tire stop? Looks like a 2-tire stop for Souza. Souza will take a 2-tire stop, and then it will be Zach Mitchell. So it'll be Souza, Mitchell with 2 tires coming out first. Max Terrialt's third with a 4-tire stop. Ryan O'Donnell, 2-tire stop. He'll come out in the 4th spot. James Skelton with a 4-tire stop coming out in 5th. So that's how the top 5 are running as they come out of pit road here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Take a quick breather here. We'll be back to Indianapolis here for the conclusion of our race here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and INDYCAR, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans. You see them as our 2x2 here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Caution flag number 2 just about to be wrapped up here tonight as we're getting ready to go back racing. It'll be Souza and Mitchell with 2 tires, and then it's Max Terry on 4 tires, Ryan O'Donnell on 2 tires, and a whole slew of drivers back there on 4 tires. Ready to go, though, here tonight. It'll be a 17 lap, a little bit of a dash here to the finish. Souza, Mitchell, Terriel, O'Donnell, Murdoch. Coming back into the restart zone, green flag up. Zach Mitchell trying to get that outside to go. Three wide racing, Murdoch on the outside, Ridgway in the middle. And I believe, is that Chris that is Chris Hammett. There's still 3 wide, down the back straight away into 3. Wonder if they're gonna, I was gonna say, are they gonna try to complete this lap 3 wide? They don't, but it will be Ridgway and Murdoch and then Chris Hammett. Race leader is the number 4 of Souza. Remember, they have 2 tires. That is Souza out front here on 2 tires with Zach Mitchell. And then James Skelton has 4 tires. See Max Terriot here. They're behind Ryan O'Donnell. O'Donnell has those 2 tires also. Ridgway and Terriot have 4 tires. 1 driver into the wall. That's the 64 of Wells. He'll give her just a little bit of a kiss and keep on going. "15 laps remaining." It's one of those tracks where it's very big, so right around 10, 15 laps to go is really where you're going to want to see these drivers start to push it, because if there's anything you can do, you got to go now. You can't wait. There you see the Michigan Tech driver. The 45, the Toyota, Big Ben. Ben not running full time with the series, picks and chooses where he's able to unload his machine. He unloaded it here tonight at Indy. It's had bullets in it all night long, I can tell you that. A couple drivers we really haven't had the time to touch on here tonight because the racing's been so hot and heavy towards the front of the field. There is soft white. That is Rob Higgins. He's got some soft white on the side of that machine. And, well, that's what they call his Danger Ranger. I mean, who buys a 2-wheel drive Ranger? Found out tonight. Rob Higgins does. Just ahead of him, that is Joshua Buckley. Buckley buried deep into the field with Higgins. 1 car hard into the wall there. That was the 15 of Peyton Johnson. Celeratus pay to win setups, and something is wrong. He's shaking that car back and forth. He'll lock him up, come to pit road. Tony Strano also going to bring the number 3 car to pit road here tonight. Strano way down the pecking order back in 25th. Ryan O'Donnell under attack again. Here comes the 39 of William Ridgway. He'll throw the Haas automated Ford down there. Race fans, look at where those drivers are running. Look at all the Fords in the top 10 here tonight. Only 2 Chevys, 2 Toyotas, and everybody else is all a Ford. I smell a conspiracy. I'm only kidding. I'm just trying to stir the pot a little bit. But what do I know? There could be a difference between the Chevrolets, the Toyotas, and the Fords. But, I mean, I'm no expert on these next-generation Cup cars. I think I've honestly only ever drove them once. And I probably don't quite remember. That's why it's like, yeah, well, were they good? Were they not? I don't know. I'm sure you race fans understand where that comes from. If it wasn't good, do you remember? Was it a good time? Do you remember? See Strano coming back to pit road here. As they're still back here side by side. It's Hammett to the outside with Murdoch down low. Then you got Ridgway to the inside and Wells to the outside. Next time by, oh, hang on to her. Everybody sideways and tail slapping. We've heard of knee slappers, but what about these tank slappers here tonight on asphalt? See Murdoch there trying to get to the inside of Wells. It has been an up and down night here tonight if you are Murdoch. The car looks like it has some speed in it, but boy, has he been everywhere in the pecking order tonight. Double high five that time for Jeffrey Souza, who does have the race lead. Souza is the race leader, and there's the deficit. Souza, Skelton. And then it's Mitchell, who is sitting back in third. Mitchell's got a car back there. That's not a battle for position, though, as that is the pay-to-win setup. Celeratus, number 15 of Johnson. Johnson is back in 22nd. He'll actually get up out of the way. He'll allow Max Terriel to get on by him. Look at the big gaggle of cars back here. You're talking about, say, from the 12th position all the way back here to about 17th, all in this group of cars. And they are battling it hard. So hard that the 51 of DJ Anderson was trying to be DK, and I don't mean Donkey Kong. He had it so sideways he was looking at the inside wall. One driver up into the wall there. I believe that was Joe Strano. Strano, remember, was our pole setter here tonight. He has now fallen back all the way into the 15th spot. So a night that looked like it was going to be good for that Road Rage Accessories 43 has fallen outside the top 10, trying to stay inside the top 15 here. Ethan Troutman hasn't been able to really rebound in the Ream 62. You see Millen on your screen coming out of pit road there. Millen back in 23rd position, 3 laps off the race lead pace. It looks like he's going to go right back down to the bottom. That PBR, well, we're calling a PBR can's been crunched up here tonight a couple times. Millen stuffed it into the wall. Ridgway has fallen outside the top 5. He's back to running in 8th now. He does have 4 fresh tires on that number 39. Souza, on the other hand, does not have 4 fresh tires, and that's what's out the back of car number 4. Jeffrey Souza comes in. He's approaching 100 starts with the series. This is actually 95 coming into the night. He has picked up 2 career wins with the series. So no stranger to going to victory lane. As you see Max back there, he just got around Zach Mitchell. So Mac picking up the 3rd spot here now. Zach Mitchell will fall back to 4th. Ryan O'Donnell still sitting there in 6th. And then it's Chris Hammett. Those 4X Racing stable cars here tonight having themselves a good run. They're running 4th, 5th, and 6th. And if you look for Sean Single, he's still not back. He's still on the mend. Souza will come out of 4. He'll see the hi, how are ya? As the flagger's waving at him. It's just 5 more times around. 5 laps around Indy. Still a lot of racing left to go. But does James Skelton have anything left? Can he get that 4 of Souza? Skelton's been fast all day long. As you see him trying to get every little ounce of speed. Oh, hang on to her. 1 car way sideways down the back. That's the number 6, Chris Hammett, who was running inside the top 5. No longer will be. He'll be outside the top 10. He'll be back to 12th. So Hammett, who was running in the 5th position, now with just 4 laps to go, has a lot of racing, a lot of cars to pick up to get back to where he was, and not a lot of time to go racing here to get it done. Murdoch back here with Trevarth, and both these drivers have been inside the top 5 here tonight, outside the top 10. Now they're just inside the top 10, battling for the 8th and 9th position. Anderson had his 51, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry sideways that time. These cars are just an absolute handful here tonight. Souza opening up some breathing room as he comes across the stripe. Almost a 1-second deficit now. Little kiss to the wall there for a couple drivers. No harms, no foul. Souza now really turning it on. When he comes back around here, it'll just be the popsicle sticks going up in the air. So if he can get back around here to take that white flag, it could end the race. Otherwise, remember, we do have green-white checkers if we need them here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So popsicle sticks, throw them up, dump them out. It'll be 2 laps to go here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Oh, hang on to her, 3 wide. Just a really bad place to catch traffic, and oh boy, hang on to her, Ryan O'Donnell. You wouldn't know that this is racing for outside the top 5, as they're going to be 3 wide down the back straightaway. Wells just got to the inside of Ridgeway, and Ridgeway tried to throw the block. Now they're 3 wide with Murdoch. Don't tell these guys it's not for the last lap as the white flag is flying. Souza says, you know what, boys? Do whatever you got to do back there. The white flag is up. First one back to the line here tonight at Indy will win. So as they all battle it out, Souza has opened up the biggest lead he has had here tonight. Sideways for the 64. But it's been a great run here tonight. Souza will come out of turn 4. He'll look down the straightaway. He'll see in front of him Barney the flagman waving the checkered flag here tonight. In start number 95, it'll be victory number 3 here for the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. James Skelton will come across the line. The mad scrum back here. Or see how scoring scores all those cars. But it's Souza, Skelton, Max Terrion here tonight across the line. 1, 2, and 3. Zach Mitchell unofficially finishes 4th here tonight with Ridgeway in 5th. So those are your unofficial scoring on the left-hand side of your screen here tonight. We'll get to talk to the top 3 here tonight in our post-race show, brought to us by the Feeney Call. Feeney Call having their 20th episode coming out here on YouTube. Andy J is Brandon Feeney's next interviewed driver, as you see Jeffrey Souza gonna burn it down across the yard of bricks here tonight. Can't go kiss the yard of bricks, but we can lay a little rubber on them. So as Souza does that, we'll take a quick step away. We'll be back here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for tonight's post-race show, brought to us by the Feeney Call.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and INDYCAR, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 60 laps here tonight have been completed for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. What does that mean? Well, that means the post-race show brought to us by our friends over at the Feeney Call. Remember, 20th episode of the Feeney Call coming out with driver Andy J, the driver that drives them all, will be on the Feeney Call. Make sure to check them out over on YouTube at the Feeney Call. What do you say we start things off here already tonight in our post-race show with the driver that will finish P number 3. Max, it's been a long time since we came to the Oval, but last time we were here, you picked up the win. How did the car feel tonight? Was it good enough to snag another one?
I'd say one word, understeer, and even then, I think there should be a stronger term for it, because I don't think I've ever driven such a tight setup ever. And yeah, this and track position was very important tonight, very tough to pass. So I guess that's the way it's going to be next year for the real guys also, if we go by what we had tonight.
So a little bit of a crazy feel here tonight for these cars. How did the car handle if you put 2 tires on it?
I'd never tried 2 tires, especially in the last pit stop. I figured the previous run was the most green flag run we did, so it was important for 4 tires. And if Souza went with 2 at the end, I guess that was the winning move to try to free up the car a little bit. And yeah, he did the right call.
Well, a good run for you regardless here, Max. A 3rd place finish at this very high speed 2.5 mile track. Who do you got to thank back home here tonight?
Yep, my fiance on vacation, and my friend Max and my dad. Good win to Jeffrey, and 2nd place to James, also strong run. Shout out to Josh, James, and Richard for running this league. Turn 3 Network for the broadcast. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Well, there it is. He's living like a bachelor here this week. Max Terrio will finish here tonight, P number 3. A great run for the Storm from the north. James Skelton, though. James, a great qualifying effort here tonight. That car fired off great. You led a bunch of laps, but P number 2 here ultimately at the end.
Yeah, Roger, I think I messed the strategy up. I took 2 tires too many times early on, and if that caution wouldn't have come out, I think it would have been, I don't know, probably a crapshoot. If Souza would have caught me, he was strong on 2 or 4. For whatever reason, I got too free on the 2 tires. I don't know if I was running a little too low or whatnot, and then I knew it would be a sit duck on that last restart. So I took 4, and just like Max said, I was incredibly tight. I mean, beyond tight, especially behind somebody. And one reason I took 2 tires is just to get the clean air, because it just meant so much. The car drove completely different, out front or behind somebody.
What more did you need here tonight in the closing laps to go get that number 4? Were you praying for a caution flag? Were you hoping the 4 tires were just ultimately going to come back around and be able to drive around the 4?
No, I was just praying for 2nd place because I just got so tight, and Souza wasn't making any mistakes, and I knew he had the 2 tires and he wasn't slipping. And once I started losing a 10th or 2 to him, he wasn't, making any mistakes. And I was just watching my relative to Max just to bring, 2nd home. Typically, like Indy's it's probably my worst track, on iRacing or what we do with red light. But it was kind of fun. So to get 2nd place is good, but I mean, when you lead so many laps, obviously you want to, win another one and go back to back. It's just really hard to win in this league. So I would say I had one slip away, but I think Souza overall had the best car.
What do you say we put tonight in the books then? You say this is one of the hardest tracks here for you. What do you think next week? Because you look at challenges and you look at this one next week, you gotta be wondering what's going to happen. The 1987 car at the Darlington Raceway.
Well, I love it. I'll take it. The 87 car is one of my favorite cars, and Darlington's one of my favorite tracks. So we got to keep it off the fence. I'll probably just run a little bit lower through 3 and 4. I'll definitely put the time in this week, but I don't know if I've actually ever driven the 87 car at Darlington, but I think meshing the 2 of them together should be a lot of fun. It might be a little chaotic, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, we look forward to seeing you next week. Before we let you go, who's on the side of this, green and white machine?
Yeah, we had the wife's work. She runs Flowertown Animal Hospital, so love supporting her business that she works for. I'm going to give a shout out to Checkered Auto Supply for everything they do with the sponsorship, all of our other sponsors, Roger, everything that you do. Give a shout out to Susan, man. That was a great strategy, great calls, just good pace tonight. Good job for Max, all the drivers. Pretty clean race. All the fans that were watching, and I will see you guys next week.
There you have it. James Skelton picked up the win last week. This week, one spot shy. He'll finish P number 2. The driver, though, that is sitting in victory lane here for the third time in his career, Souza, a great run for this number 4. Some great strategy at the end of this one.
Yeah, unlike the other two said, strategy ended up being the difference tonight. And I guess we just ended up playing the right cards.
Is that something that you guys had worked out? Did you have that in the bag of tricks here tonight? 2 tires late. Did you know it was going to hold on?
Yeah, I was laughing. I was talking to Brandon, my crew chief, before the race, and I said this is probably the most laps I've put in practice at a racetrack before one of these races since the championship last year. So this is a track that when I saw we were going to Indy, first of all, just going here, I was happy. When I saw it was going to be the next gen, which is the car I drive week in, week out, it was like, okay, this has got to be the one we're going to win this season. And we ran enough laps yesterday. I went out there and I tried to do what James had tried there. Came down, took 2 tires, went back out, did a full run, then took 2 again. And I knew you could double stent them, the left sides, but triple stent them I just felt would be way too much. So we knew that if it stayed green there, he was probably going to have to take 4, and then him taking 2, or him having to take 4 on the caution was pretty much a for sure. So being able to get out front there as the leader and then get out to the clean air and then have them deal with each other behind me kind of just was the perfect storm to let us get a good gap and then hold on to it.
Did you think early on, though, especially after qualifying, when you qualified outside the top 10, did you think it was going to be a rough road to hoe here tonight?
Yeah, it was tough to pass, and I really wanted to qualify up there in that top 6 or so you'd be able to stay with that front group, and we really didn't. I missed the corner on both laps, and then we had that issue on lap 1 there in front of me and behind me, and I was already clutching to save fuel, and the caution never came out, so I lost another couple spots there, and then worked my way back up, and then we ended up getting that caution before 10 or so. That ended up basically putting everybody in the same strategy fuel-wise. So we were able to get some strategy call on that first stop taken 2, and we jumped from like 9th to 2nd, I think. And then we had a great race there with James side by side, him holding me off. And then we pretty much had to set ourselves up for that last pit stop. If it was green or caution, we had to set ourselves up to be able to take 2 again. So going 4 under caution, under green, that one we had under green was, we had to do it. So it's great, a huge win. We did the right strategy. We were in the right spot when we needed to be. And this season, that's kind of been how we've been, just consistent and been a little bit off for the win.
Well, you were able to pick up your 3rd career win here. How does it feel to know now the pressure is off going into the next 3 races at Darlington, Charlotte, and Michigan?
It means a lot. I was, at the end of the race there, I said we can go trophy hunting for these last 3 now. We don't have to worry about going for points or anything like that. It's just go out there and try whatever we need to get a win. So a couple tracks there that I like. 87's one of my better cars in here too. So going out to Darlington next week, and then like you said, those other tracks, Michigan, we go there, and Charlotte. I'm not too big a fan of Charlotte, but Michigan I like too. So a couple races I like, and then we start off the playoffs back in one of these next gen cars, which should be an advantage to me. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do here the rest of the regular season and through the playoffs here. So what do you say we roll the red carpet out? Because I know there's a lot of people back home that make this possible for you.
Yeah, I got to thank Brandon Pierce every week being up there on the pit box, either calming me down. There was a couple times tonight where he had to just tell me, hey, shut up, pay attention to the racetrack. So him showing up every Monday night to help me, Susan Media, State Analyzer, and everyone over there at Triad for continuing keeping my spirits up and making sure that we're able to have fast race cars if it's driver or setup wise. So thanks to all of them, and then thanks to everyone here that helps run the league, Max and James on their good finishes, and big thanks to you on doing this broadcast every week for us.
There you have it, Jeffrey Souza picking up his third career victory here with the series on Monday night. He played the strategy right, rolled the dice, and walks away with the win here at Indy. That will lock himself into the playoffs with 3 races left. What are those 3 races? Well, you heard me say we are going to Darlington next week before we head to the Charlotte Motor Speedway before we wrap up the regular season at the Michigan International Speedway. So there's some racing that, well, you don't want to miss here in the next couple of weeks to see who will lock in and who will be left on the outside looking in. Well, that's going to do it here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. For everybody at Red Light Racing, everybody with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, my name is Roger Muth, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Till we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.